Welcome to the advanced section of the tutorial. By now, hopefully you've assembled your pulse rifle, and I'm going to introduce Don Burkett. Now, Don has probably assembled more pulse rifles than anyone save Spat. What are you going to do for us today, Don?
Today we're going to show you how to drill and Dremel the vent holes and the barrels of your pulse rifle. We're going to start with the vent holes. You are going to use a 1/4 inch drill bit to drill out each and every of the 10 holes for the vent. Then we are going to use a high-speed cutter with the Dremel tool to clean out those vent holes. After your vent holes are cleaned out, we're going to go with the barrels. The first barrel we're going to do is your main barrel. We're going to use an 11/32 inch drill bit to drill down about 4 inches to clean it out, to give that added appearance. The last step we're going to do is we're going to use a 3/4 inch paddle bit for your grenade launcher. This will give that added realism for you to look more professional in your costuming. Okay, now that we're ready, we have our 1/4 inch drill bit. We're going to line up on our first hole to be drilled, the vent holes. Remember, you have to keep the drill bit as straight as possible because we have to go straight through to the other side. Once you get lined up, start your pre-drill, make sure you're lined up. And you can see we're straight through. Continue the process. We'll continue to drill. You can take your time. Your drill bits are always straight. Now that we've completely drilled out our vent holes, we're going to go over and drill out our barrel holes. The first barrel I'm going to drill out is our main barrel using an 11/32 inch drill bit. I like to stand the weapon on end. We're going to take our drill, line it up on our barrel, and you can always start slow and then pick up the speed once you get it nice and straight. Clean out the hole, makes a nice mess. So yes, you do want to do this outside. Then we're going to switch over to our 3/4 inch paddle bit. Stand the weapon on end again. Line up, make sure your hole is straight, your bit is straight. And once again, make a mess all over the table. And that is our drill holes. This completes the drilling process of your barrels. On a note, make sure that if you do pin your barrel down, that the pins are shallow enough and wide enough so you do not impinge on drilling out your grenade hole. I have an experience, glued several barrels without the pinning process, and I have not had a problem with the barrel staying on. Now that we've completed drilling our vent and our both barrel holes, we're going to switch over to our Dremel tool. We're going to use a high-speed cutter bit on our Dremel, and using the vent holes, we're going to use the vent holes as our cutting guide. I like using a cordless Dremel tool because it gives me better control. This one is variable speed. The speed is set on 10, and I'm using my high-speed cutter blade. I am going to use my vent holes as my clean-out guide. Let it build up speed. And take tiny little bites. I like using a clockwise motion to clean out the Dremel. As you can see, it gets very dirty, so you do want to do this outside, as it is resin. You should be wearing a mask and your safety eye protection. Now remember, just because you're doing the one side, you still have to flip the rifle over and complete the same process on the other side to get a complete hole all the way through. Now that we've completed cleaning out our holes using our Dremel tool, we're going to need to clean out and fine-tune our holes. Some of the tools I use, I have a nice little grinder, point grinder for a Dremel tool, and a nice little file for nails. All you're going to do is go ahead and clean the walls out. Make sure there's no burrs or rough edges. And once that's complete, you do the same with your barrels, and then you will have a nice complete weapon.
Thank you, Don. Now we're going to move on to one of the last steps we like to do. We're going to replace all the screws on the rifle with real screws.